Ever wondered what happens when a king inherits a kingdom on the brink of collapse? Well, today we're diving into the life of a pharaoh who was indeed just born into power, but forged an empire with his own hands. This is the story of Seti I, the warrior pharaoh who pulled Egypt back from the edge of chaos. Our story begins in the heart of ancient Thebes, under the relentless Egyptian sun. A new ruler is crowned, but he's not your typical heir. This is Seti I, son of Ramesses I and the man who would father the legendary Ramesses the Great. He stepped onto the scene during a time of great uncertainty for Egypt. The empire was fractured, its influence was fading, and the old ways were being forgotten. Seti wasn't a man born into a world of prophecy and divine destiny. His rise to power was a testament to his own strength, his sharp mind, and his unwavering faith in the gods. He wasn't content to sit on a golden throne and watch his kingdom crumble. No, Seti was a warrior at his core. He was the kind of leader who didn't just send armies into battle, he led them, sword in hand, with the sacred banner of Ammon flying high above him. Imagine the sight, a pharaoh marching at the head of his troops, crossing scorching deserts and confronting hostile lands. His mission was clear: reclaim the territories Egypt had lost during years of internal strife and external threats. To his enemies, the Hittites, the Libyans, and the rebellious Canaanite city-states, he was a relentless storm, a force of nature that could not be stopped. But to his own people, he was something more. He was a symbol of hope, a restorer of order, the man who brought back not the ancient Egyptian concept of cosmic balance and justice that was the very foundation of their civilization. His name wasn't just spoken in the royal courts, it was carved into temple walls and city fortifications across the land. He wasn't just a pharaoh, he was the savior of Egypt. His campaigns were swift and decisive. In his very first year as king, he led his army along the northern coast of the Sinai, a route known as the Way of Horus, crushing rebellions and re-establishing Egyptian authority. The reliefs at the Karnak temple complex vividly depict these campaigns, showing Seti in his war chariot, firing arrows into a chaotic mass of enemies. One famous scene shows him holding a group of captured chieftains by their hair, ready to deliver a fatal blow, a classic display of pharaonic power. But Seti's vision for Egypt extended far beyond the battlefield. He understood that true power wasn't just about military might, it was about culture, faith, and legacy. He knew that to truly restore Egypt's glory, he had to rebuild its soul. And so, he embarked on one of the most ambitious building programs the kingdom had ever seen. He didn't just commission new monuments, he restored the old ones that had been neglected, damaged, or even desecrated during the tumultuous Amarna period when the pharaoh Akhenaten had tried to replace Egypt's entire pantheon with a single sun god. Seti saw himself as the great restorer, patching up the spiritual fabric of his nation. He ordered his artisans to go to temples across the land, recarving the names of the old gods that had been erased. His greatest architectural achievement, however, was the magnificent temple of Abydos. This wasn't just another temple. Abydos was a sacred site, believed to be the burial place of the god Osiris, the lord of the afterlife. Seti's temple there was a masterpiece of art and architecture, built to honor the primary gods of Egypt: Osiris, Isis, Horus, Amun-Ra, Ra-Horakhti, and Ta. But it also served another crucial purpose. Inside this temple, Seti commissioned the famous Abydos king list. This incredible inscription listed the names of 76 kings who had ruled Egypt before him, stretching all the way back to the legendary Medes, the unifier of Upper and Lower Egypt. In doing this, Seti was making a powerful statement. He was erasing the controversial Amarna period from official history and connecting his own dynasty directly to the glorious pharaohs of the past. He was saying, "My family line is the rightful heir to this great legacy, and I am here to continue it." The art from Seti's reign is considered a high point in Egyptian history. The bas-reliefs in his temples and his tomb are breathtakingly detailed and elegant. They have a certain classical beauty, a return to the sophisticated styles of the Old Kingdom, but with a new level of refinement. His artists mastered the technique of sunk relief, where the images are carved into the stone surface, creating dramatic shadows that make the figures pop, especially under the bright Egyptian sun. Now, let's talk about his final resting place. Seti's tomb in the Valley of the Kings, known today as KV-17, is arguably the most spectacular of them all. When it was discovered in 1817 by the adventurer Giovanni Belzoni, it was a revelation. It is one of the longest, deepest, and most beautifully decorated tombs ever found. Every inch of its walls and ceilings is covered in vibrant paintings and reliefs depicting texts from ancient funerary books, like the Book of Gates and the Book of the Dead. These were meant to guide the pharaoh's soul on its perilous journey through the underworld. One of the most stunning features is the astronomical ceiling in the burial chamber, a deep blue canvas dotted with golden stars, depicting the constellations as the Egyptians saw them. It was a map of the heavens, designed to ensure Seti's eternal journey among the gods. Belzoni was so overwhelmed by its beauty that he called it a new gateway to understanding ancient Egypt. But even with all this power, glory, and apparent control, there were whispers of things Seti couldn't command. Ancient prophecies, the ambitions of his own court, and the immense pressure of being a pharaoh. He was a man who meticulously planned everything, from his military campaigns to his eternal afterlife. Yet, despite his efforts to control his legacy and restore order, there were forces at play that even a king as powerful as Seti could not fully predict or contain. Behind the magnificent facade of marble and gold, a secret was brewing. A secret tied to the future of his kingdom and the fate of his own son, the young Prince Ramesses. Seti was grooming him to be a great ruler, making him a co-regent, and involving him in military and state affairs from a young age. But the ambition of a son can be a powerful, and sometimes dangerous, thing. And while Seti was busy rebuilding a kingdom, other ancient powers and hidden truths were waiting in the shadows. What was this secret? And how would it shape the reign of his legendary son, Ramesses the Great? Seti laid the foundation for Egypt's last great golden age, but his story is also a reminder that even the most powerful rulers are still mortal. Their destinies intertwined with forces beyond their control. His reign was a brilliant, shining moment, a testament to what one leader can achieve. But it was also just the beginning of another epic chapter in Egypt's history. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time to the age of Seti I. If you enjoyed this exploration of ancient Egypt, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the past. Let us know in the comments which pharaoh you'd like to see us cover next. We'll see you in the next video.